Hello there, my name is Lex, I run the channel Lex Life, and this is the Season 1 recap of My Sims Occult Legacy Challenge. The challenge was made by Moon, full credits to that person for the entire structure of this. The graphics were made by Kimba Sprite. I will go ahead and put up the link to the Tumblr that all the graphics that were made by that person. This is basically just going to be a recap of episodes 1 through 10, the first through second generation. So if you are new here and want to jump in without watching an entire 10 other episodes, here's the recap, here's everything you would need to know. And if you are coming back to continue, thank you for being here, I do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy this little recap before we get into the next generation. We begin our Occult Legacy Challenge in Strangerville, and we have Leon Fig, who is to be given the socially awkward, genius, and paranoia traits. He's also going to be in the scientist career, he has a Strangerville mystery aspiration, he's supposed to solve that, and he's going to have an alien baby for the next generation, so he will be single the whole time. But the challenge does require him to have a cabin or trailer for a home, so we go into Strangerville, and I start out on the Slip 42 lot.
That one looks like shit. Maybe we should do that one.
Oh wow.
I didn't see the gnomes.
After getting over the ugly decor and running into the surveillance desk...
Why does it say purchase bugs?
Oh.
I've never seen this before. Holy shit. Okay.
Leon begins the Strangerville mystery aspiration and begins to check out the area. He then has the most cursed welcome wagon I have ever seen in The Sims. It was awful. Shortly after the welcome wagon, the men in black showed up and stole my fridge as evidence, taking my only food with them. My eggs. My fucking eggs, bro. Because of this, we really have to make some money, so we go to a work day as a scientist finally. He doesn't have any problems with this job yet, but his lab etiquette will definitely speed up that process.
Bro, why aren't you using PPE? Damn, bro. Alright.
And after work, we went and checked out the other lab north of town to search for clues to continue our aspiration. We have to collect evidence from the lab in order to compile enough to essentially blackmail a military member, but instead of trying to do that right away, we do try and uncharacteristically go to the bar to try and make friends. We did end up bugging one of them after getting to know her a little bit and stargaze with her to get a higher friendship, but because Leon is an introvert, it doesn't go very quickly. I later find that I could have just ordered the card to the lab online after all the evidence was gathered, for some reason, so we did that instead. We continue to go to work and save, and Leon and I both learn that Don Lothario is employed.
Ask for a crystal from Don Lothario. I didn't know he had a job. Is he supposed to?
And after work, we go back to the lab and unlock the second level, only to immediately allow my sim to pass out from spores and get infected. I send him home after. And then part 2 of the Strangerville mystery begins. We've opened up the lab and now there are spores everywhere. So we have to find the source of the infection, especially now that we are infected and have it. Now that we're infected, we did discover we're able to make friends with celebrities in this state much easier. So we do hang with Brittany Cho for a little bit.
Huh?
Later, we end up bribing Miss Bob over here into giving us a military spore scanner because she was just that chill about it, and then try to go to the library to befriend a scientist there so we can move forward to get a hazmat suit in order to find the source of the infection. So I meet Cliff, this cool guy with a mohawk, and guys, we keep getting possessed, and it ended up in getting us robbed in the night. We lost our fridge once more. She took everything from us.
You took everything from me!
Therefore beginning our history with Robin Banks.
Confront the burglar! Get her! No, she just took all my shit. That's so fucked up.
We continue to learn programming to try and build up his skill requirement, and then ended up also sealing that no spouse requirement deal after this interaction happened.
Oh no. My love is not for sale.
I was about to say, I don't think that he's... Turns out he's not the romantic type at all. But Cliff comes back, he ends up giving us a filter for a makeshift hazmat suit, and then we also grew a bizarre fruit garden right behind him there. Dawn also came over as well. We planted a bug on him just because. I just wanted to see what stupid things he says later. In order to ensure the next generation, I also do bring a satellite home from work to contact aliens with, and we finally get the entire hazmat suit together so we can venture deeper into the lab. We discover the infection source, the mother plant.
It's her.
and collected a ton of spores while we were down there. That's a good life hack, by the way. And then we moved on to part 3 of the aspiration. Now the goal is to defeat the mother plant, but we took a break to try and start learning gemology and talk to friends, but we keep getting infected, so we start to try and recruit people to fight the mother plant. Doesn't help that I got abducted during that process.
Oh my god.
But we did end up managing to get the team together, and after some struggle we defeated the mother plant. We complete the Strangerville aspiration finally, and after that I got so stoked. I was like, okay, we're going to another lot. We're gonna go build a dream cabin. I made a really ugly house, but it's fine because I died.
No! Bro! I tried to go inside.
I had to restart, so we made a better house, but then after that the game crashed. Alright. But once back in the game, we continued to level up. We got more carved stones, which boosted our skill building, and we continued to get intermittently abducted. We got a little shed in the back for Leon's home lab and put his surveillance desk back there, and finally listened into Dawn. It's probably some real dumb shit he's saying, huh? I told him my favorite color is blue, but it's not. It's yellow. Yep. How was I right? And later on, after a prompt where Robin Banks gives you a lump sum of money, I immediately spend it on an observatory, and she showed up to fight me immediately, therefore solidifying that we are arch nemesis with Robin Banks now. We continue working, and after mixing up some ghost goo, I learned, after trying to test it, that it's happened. Leon's pregnant.
Oh.
So we whip together a baby room, and after realizing Leon's just gonna have himself and a newborn, I start to think, oh shoot, I should probably try and get a roommate at least. Leon finally has his baby with a doctor that's a victim of custom content.
This is a tired doctor with anime hair because custom content is on.
And that baby was lovingly named Misty.
She's so cute.
Leon was a great single dad, and she ended up getting the Sunny trait once she aged up to an infant, and after that I really start to worry. I consider a roommate again. I invite Brittany over because she's rich and famous. But shortly after that, Don invites himself over to give us a neighborly gift. So I accept the gift of
Gummy bear pancakes.
okay. You know what? Let's put him out. Thank you, Don. Damn. I'm over here saying I wouldn't be a roommate with you when this is what you're throwing out for me. I take a moment to reflect on my bias against Don and tested the ghost goo on him. And after seeing that, Brittany probably decided against being roommates with me. So Don ends up deciding, after all, that he wants to move in with Leon and his alien kid. Bro, I was looking for a roommate. Yes, it can only strengthen our friendship. I don't think I would want Don Lothario around my child. I don't know why. Ironically, despite my prior statements, I accept. So I gave Don the upstairs, and then I made a basement for paranoid Leon to feel safe in. Shortly after that, we tried to have Don find love online. We ended up meeting Braylon, and it went so badly that he became romantically reserved and has issues for the rest of the game because of it. Misty aged up to be a toddler, and a new generation means we quickly expanded the basement, so Misty had a room, and she became a child soon after. Really good toddler traits. She maxes her skills quickly. She maxes her child skills quickly as well. Leon continues to get pregnant by abduction again. We continue to work so we can support the growing family, and we end up meeting Vivek at work while testing the S.1 portal. Leon goes through his pregnancy and has not one, but 2 alien babies this time. It's a boy. That's nice.
Oh!
Surprise twins. Dawn then gets a prompt for a secret admirer, and I get excited. Rosa shows up, and she very quickly asks to be partners and then to move in. We accept in hopes that Dawn has found the one, but she stays for Orion and Cassie to age up, and then is dumped and removed from the household. This was also after losing her job. Vivek, though, came through the portal at home now and meets all the kids. He becomes a weird uncle to them, and Leon also got pregnant again. Don became a gardener, so he was able to work from home now. Leon gets level 10 in his career finally and has his youngest child, Mars. Misty ages up to be a teen the same day that Mars is born, and we accidentally gave her the wrong trait when she aged up, leading me to wonder if we should change to a different heir. I'm hesitant to move on to a different heir, so I do continue to put the work in for Misty, because I know there's a chance of getting a retrading potion. In that, I also do, though, find out that Dawn is pregnant and that we need more room. We remodel again. Misty ends up getting the best grades ever in high school, full A's, and graduates early, which is fantastic. Leon, in his career and programming endeavors, also builds up a level of fame and gets some benefits from that, plus royalties from the apps and games that he's been making. Dawn has his baby, named Ken. Misty leaves her chaotic family behind for a semester of college, where she ends up having really annoying roommates, and we finally get a retrading potion, so she has the correct traits. She maxes her logic skill in the first semester, which was required, rocket science in the second semester while she studied at home, which was very chaotic. And then in her third semester, she opts to go back to campus, finds a romance with Rashida Watson, and then eventually maxes her robotics skill and gets her physics degree. Leon goes to the alien world at work soon after that, after upgrading the wormhole.
Does this mean I'm just ditching work? I'm not sure.
Misty then ages up to a young adult and moves to her own home in Oasis Springs and gets the astronaut career. Rashida's still a teen, but for the sake of not catching a case, we age her up.
I forgot that she's still a teen. Oh, she kissed her immediately, too.
She immediately proposes to Misty, and they move in together right after that.
Oh my god. Become engaged. We're doing it. Oh my god. This stuff always happens.
Misty then starts making a servo after a home upgrade, manages to earn back the genius trait in the process.
That is fucking hilarious. We earned it back.
And we continued to build servo, which was very exciting for me, because I've never had one of those before. Servo does fit into the family well, despite flirting with our dad.
Getting real close.
Misty completes her second to last requirement for the challenge, which is visiting Sixum through the wormhole that was lovingly gifted to her by her scientist father Leon. And then back at home after that, Misty and Rashida opt to tie the knot and elope.
Tie the knot right here, right now. We're just gonna do it, guys.
And Rashida was so happy about it, she actually swaps from gloomy to cheerful in her traits.
Oh my god, that's really cute.
We do one last home upgrade to prepare for the families to come, and that's it. That concludes the very first season of my Sims Occult Legacy Challenge. If you have watched through any of my prior episodes, I appreciate you. For anybody tuning in to here now, that's all you would need to know before you go into episode 11. So that episode will be out very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.